Well, thank you, Michelle, with an introduction like that. I hope I could live up to it. I know you all have been on Zoom, and you probably know an awful lot about Zoom, but I have been behind the scenes doing international conferences. My first one I did as an assistant Zoom master was in 2018, and I'm still doing them for a couple of organizations that I'm involved with. And there's a few little fun behind the scenes things with Zoom that I want to show you. I know Kathy's shown you a bunch. I hope I can show you something different. Now, this is something that only the host can do. So Michelle, I need your help. Go up to the word view and go to immersive view. Why don't you rearrange us all just a little bit? If you're doing this if you're teaching a class or working with a networking thing and you want to make it fun, you can't do it? Well, since I have to be.
Yeah, you have to be the host for that one.
You have to be the host. So I could ask for host privileges, but up in the corner where it says view, you can exit full screen. In there should be the word immersive view.
Michelle, are you on an iPad? Oh, there you go.
No, I'm on the computer, but I did give the host arrangement to Terryann.
Okay, well, let me real quickly make you a co-host. By the way, if you don't know this, while yes, she did make me a host, this is her meeting. She has a little button up there that says reclaim host. And at any time she thinks I'm going off the rails, she can take it right back. That is a great thing you need to know for your meeting. So like, for example, in this moment, she's going to give it over to me. Well, I can't find you now. There you are, Michelle. I'm going to make you a co-host just so you still have some authority here. But even without that, know that when you do that, she can still claim her host back anytime. So you're not giving away all of the rights when you do that for somebody.
Wouldn't that be nice when you're raising kids?
Oh, yes.
Taking that back. Never mind.
Let's all be pictures on the wall.
That's cool.
Now, if you were if you had a board meeting or something going on, wouldn't this be a really nice way to take a screenshot and share it? This one's a lot of fun. There are several to choose from.
Good for co-hosts. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, there we go.
Some of us are missing.
No, you're up at the top of the screen.
Oh, I meant in the picture frame.
Yeah, you're at the top of the screen.
You're at the top of the screen because there's only so many spaces. Aha.
Okay.
Let's see. Now, I haven't tried this. I was wondering if I could bring other people into it.
Oh, the screen's the other way.
Do you see Debbie up? Where do you see Debbie Miller?
Over there.
She's on she's flying.
Okay. So yes, I hadn't done that yet, but yes, I was able to play with her and I could move her. Let's put our number one host on screen.
Oh, that's neat. I like that.
Okay, you're having a meeting now.
Drag
and drop, and you can put the people in different places.
That's funny.
So this could be fun if you're doing a networking thing, or maybe you've got a team meeting going on, and especially if there's, like for the pictures one, if there's fewer of you. So this is just one fun thing that you can add. But you will notice it is a virtual thing. So for example, if you tilt just wrong, you're not going to see my crown and the hand might disappear and whatever. Anyway, fun thing you need to know when the meeting is really getting boring and you want to liven things up.
Didn't know Michelle was so tiny.
Don't you feel?
I know. I feel. Look at my big head.
Like,
Look
look at us. We're all such different sizes.
Well, here, wait, I've tried to close it now. Why won't it close?
Just hit stop immersive view and go back to gallery.
Why is Misty round?
All I did is
I don't have a background. I'm the only one without a background.
Terryann, click on gallery.
Is that
and you'll
what it
see
is?
the
I'll click on gallery and that'll do it. Okay, good.
Click
Oh,
on
there.
gallery.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There we are.
The halo. That's what it was. Sorry, Misty.
All right, thank you. Wow. lost control of it there for a bit. Anyway, fun way to do that. Kathy's shown you the different filters that we've been playing with today. Those are a lot of fun. Have you played with the emoticon?
The who?
Look under reactions. You got,
Reactions,
you
yeah.
all know how to raise your hand, virtually raise your hand, right?
Yeah.
All right. If you don't know this, for example, we use this in Toastmasters because, if people make a sound or something, they kind of move around on your screen. So in Toastmasters, when we have the timer who's timing us, we say, timer, please raise your virtual hand. That moves them to the top of the screen and helps them to stay there. Yes, we can pin, but there's a difference between pinning and spotlighting. Pinning is done for you. Spotlighting is done for everyone. So for example, when I'm leading a conference or something and we have a speaker, I will spotlight the speaker. And then we record the session. Now, one thing about doing it this way, if I just leave it where the speaker is the one in front, if Michelle happens to hit her space bar and unmute herself, a picture will immediately kind of, even though I'm talking, will immediately pop in for a little bit and then disappear. And then if somebody plays with makes some kind of sound, just really quiet, no matter what, they'll pop in and disrupt that. This way, it doesn't matter what sounds are going on in the background. You all can talk, you all can say anything, but this is what's going to be in front of everybody, and that interruption won't be there. Here's where it came in handy. First year we were virtual, we have an international speech contest in Toastmasters. They didn't have Spotlight then. I have 6 speakers. The one that wins is going to advance to the region level on towards international competition. So we're going to have to take this recording, which we cannot edit in any way. 5 speakers get up, no problem. 6th speaker gets up, and in the middle of his presentation, somebody, for some reason, unmuted themselves, made a sound, his name comes across the screen, and then, of course, we get him quieted, it gets off the screen. But guess who won? That was the speaker that won. We had to send that video in. So I loved it when spotlighting came out, because then when we record, we've got no interruption with the speaker. And so when I'm recording for some of our presenters with another organization, and they will give hour-long presentations, at the end they'll do Q&As. We can do the Q&A, but it stays on the speaker. And I think that's good, because now we've got some privacy for the people. We don't have, they're coming in, might be asking some personal questions or whatever, that although it's not going out public, still others are hearing, but we still keep some privacy, I think, with doing that. That's why I like Spotlight. Personal opinion, but I'll go for it every time. Have you seen the new app? When we go in HNP, everybody gets 2 minutes, right? So I go in, I'll be timer. Everybody can watch the time. You can have it as a timer going down, or set it as a stopwatch if you want to watch yourself. You can make it so that everyone can see it, or you can set it that only you can see it.
Where is
So
that?
That is under apps. This is one of the new apps. There's a whole bunch of apps right now, and there are 2 that I truly love, and this is one of them. Now, some of these apps you do have to purchase. This is not a purchase one, this particular one. When it gets to the bottom, I'm going to take it down here. I'll show you what happens. I'm going to set it to just, let's just set it to 5 seconds. Okay, and now it's time for the person to quit talking, because their time is up.
Which app is that?
Yeah, I can't find it either. I've got a whole pile of stuff here.
Me
Okay,
too.
I'll tell you, it's called Timer. Just a moment. Let's see. I can. Oh, I thought I could share that one out. I can't. Open an app view. It's just called timer, and it's got a little blue clock. And I've got many of these have invite others to use it. All right, here, all participants. You should now in chat have received an invite
Okay,
so that if you wish to use it, you can.
so just put open then? Is that how I did it?
Yeah, all you
Okay,
do is
now.
open it.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, magic. Start.
So,
But how do I keep it in my as an app? Because I can't push start because
Yeah,
what's that
will
gonna
it, will it leave when we leave the meeting? Because I'm in the apps and I don't see timer there in just the regular app
do?
section.
No, it wasn't there either.
you'll be able to go into apps and check mark the ones that you want to show and the ones that you don't want to show.
Well,
You'll
Terry
be
Ann,
able
when
to
I
go in.
pulled it up, it was a whole pile of stuff, all these
Right,
different.
there's a whole pile of stuff. Yes. So
Yeah,
I went in. I went into apps. Let's see. With the plus button, I went into
Add
apps,
app.
and then
Okay,
you can
add
go
app,
in
okay.
and you can choose which ones you want, and add apps, take away apps. If it's showing some apps you don't want, you can, and that will minimize your list. It's going to take a little bit of playing, but once you get it narrowed down to the ones that you want,
Is
then
there
they
a
will be. They always appear to me on the right side of my screen all the time.
No, I don't want that. What's
What are we
this?
looking? Oh,
Yeah, but
interesting.
well, there's a whole pile of stuff there, but I'd like to have this other app for the timer is what I'd like.
Is inviting you to use the Zoom app. Heads up. Carolyn apparently uses heads up. Okay, you didn't really want to invite me, then I'm going to go ahead and ignore it. Okay.
No, the game is fun. And I was like, how does that work on Zoom? And I didn't know it was gonna.
Oh, okay. Yes, there are some games on there.
Pat, just so you know, when you open up your app box at the top, there's a little search, like a magnifying glass. You click on that. As soon as you click timer, it'll pop up what Terryann just shared with us. And then you
Okay.
click that, and then it stays in your app store forever. So you can download that. It happens automatically. Sometimes it'll say you have to log in to your Zoom account. As soon as it says that, I promise you will not lose this call. So log in with your normal Zoom ID and it will get you with that timer in your app store. So
Thank you, Kathy. I knew there was one more step that had to be in there. It's been so long since I've done it. Well, I thought I just clicked and it stayed, but
yeah, when you start from the beginning, sometimes you have to do the search bar thing.
Question, is the timer free or is that you have to pay for
that one
that?
is free. That one is free.
Okay,
That's what I did is when you pulled it up and it says add app. And I
Correct.
pushed the button and didn't do nothing.
Right. So that's why you do the app store at the bottom and you click search bar timer and then it will stay on yours.
Okay.
That's
I
cool.
don't know what this open thing is.
Really cool. Thank you guys for that. I needed that.
Michelle's gonna start timing us now, so we have to be quiet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right here. The watch, I see my watch right here.
Oh, that didn't turn it on. All right. There's another one that I like. And let me get it. I got to get mine loaded here. And it's called Warmly. WARMLEY. Name tag. Set name tag. That should be what I need.
I like
All right. Okay. You see on the screen my name, my title, my website. If you
Oh,
do Clifton Strengths, you see my top 3 Clifton Strengths. You can list your top, I believe, 7 on this program. On the lower right, you see my YouTube, who to look for on YouTube. So I can speak and all of my information is right there. Now you can adjust what shows, what does not show. You can put things like where you're located, the temperature where you're at. It's called Warmly, WARMLY. There's a lot of different things and you can put on the screen. So if you're giving a presentation, now who was she? What was all that contact information? Just have it up there while you're speaking.
I like that. I think that's really sharp and
I love that.
I really like that. I can figure out how to get it on mine. Jeez.
Those are the two apps that Zoom has that I absolutely love. And I
And what
use a lot.
Where do you put this name in? WAHM. How do you do that? I'm lost. here.
WHM,
WHM.
WA,
WA.
R,
Yeah.
M,
Uh-huh.
L,
Uh-huh.
Y.
Okay, it says discover all. Where do I put, just in the search bar then, I guess.
So in
eh?
the search bar, type in
Okay.
warmly.
Warmly. Okay.
There, and you'll see that big W, the big
Uh-oh.
blue W like it's here in the lower right-hand corner of my picture.
Mm.
So I've got my business card on here. The QR code's pretty cool. But I've got it in text.
Oh,
And I can still change my virtual background.
It's awesome.
that's really neat. I like that one.
Two other things I don't know if you're aware of, I wanted to share. Did you know that you can create a meeting? And I can't be there to start that meeting. I'm not going to be there this week, but I still want the group to meet. But it's on my account. They've got to get in. I really don't want to give them my login information because, it's mine. I like my privacy. You can set the meeting with a little check mark on your settings that says join before host. Now, what this means is anybody at any time can go into this meeting. So that's one little thing you want to be aware of. But here's the neat thing about it. The thing is, when they get in there, nobody is host. On your settings, the home page of your Zoom account on settings, at the very bottom, there is something called a key. You give them that 6-letter key. And then they can go in and claim the host and have all the host roles. So they can now record, they can kick somebody out if somebody's causing trouble. They can do all the things as host. And to claim that, they go into the participants, click on the participants. You've got that little participants list in front of you. You would click on the 3 dots at the bottom of it, and one of those would say claim host. And then they would put in the key and claim the host, and they can now host the meeting without you being there. But they still have not gotten into anything on your account. And if you really want to, you can also at some point change that key.
Cool.
Those are some things, I don't know. Yes, Misty.
That's actually really good to know, because there's been occasions where I've had to go into Zoom via not my account because my link has run out. And so I have to go in, and then I'm not the host anymore. So so I just have to go in via the link that I email to everyone, because I have mine open, everyone can go in. But then sometimes, I've had to go in via that link. And then of course I have no control over who I can, what I can do with that. So that's really cool to know that that I can claim it. Is it, can you take it off someone? So if somebody else has claimed it first, or you just have to ask them to have it?
I honestly don't know. I have not tried that. I have not tried that.
Yeah, probably. Just because I know that I'm in charge doesn't mean that the computer's going to let that happen.
Right. Now, if they were to
but
put
can
me,
just
I
ask
would
her.
imagine it would be like, she automatically made me host. But if somebody else tried to be host and tries to take it from her, it's going to say, do you want this? And there's going to have to be some acknowledgement back. I honestly don't know, because that's not a situation I'd run into, or even I hadn't thought that far.
That's
We just
right.
always gave it to one person that was leading, like in the international organization I'm in. We have a bunch of different individual groups. So we would just give that key to the group leader. And supposedly, if it gets passed around, then
Yeah.
That you can go in and change it. Now, yeah, you all are out of luck because you all abused it.
Yeah, and I can actually see it. So here's a way forward too. If you get stuck with not being the host of your own meeting because someone else claimed it and they won't let you have it, you can get out, go back into your account and open up any Zoom link.
Right.
And it'll shut
Right.
down the entire
You're
meeting
you're coming in. Right.
a different accounts, different meetings open. Yeah.
So there are still
Oh,
controls.
that's cool.
And did you know that in your meeting, you can lock the door so nobody else can come in?
Yes.
Just like locking the door at your office. You can lock the door so now nobody else can come in. So you also have that. But yes, if you own the account, you can still join in. Be careful in using the boot people out, depending on your setting. We had a setting. I went in there. I figured if I kicked you out, you can't come back in. So I had that setting. Once booted, you can't come back into the meeting. So we were doing our big spring conference, and we've been getting a bunch of AIs and robots coming into our meetings, and I was kicking them out. As soon what the reason this hit me is the minute that I turned on the meeting, I went in, I started more than 30 minutes early. I always get in early. So, but the minute I did that, I saw AI. There's a robot trying to get in. Booted him out. Later on during the meeting, I'm getting text. Al cannot get into the meeting. It wasn't AI, it was AL. His name was Al. Fortunately, he did not have a speaking part at that conference, and we were at that moment broadcasting it live to YouTube so he could still watch it. After that, I had to reconsider, do I want that check marked or not? Because if I make a mistake, if Joe Smith comes in, he's causing all kinds of trouble, and I go to hit his name and kick him out, but just at that moment, somebody says something or does something, and my participant list moves around,
Oh, no.
and now I've kicked out the wrong person,
Oh, dear.
which is another reason. If you keep your hand up, by the way, keeping your hand up keeps you at the top of the list and doesn't shuffle you around quite as much. So when you're working a conference kind of thing and you've got all those people, you just click on this one to do something with them and they've just shuffled all the way around. So anyway, those are a few of the things I didn't know if you were aware of. I just thought I would share because they're fun behind the scenes things. I've done so many Zooms for these conferences and such. My husband got me my own t-shirt.
I was noticing that.
I love that.
Master Zorro.
Zorro. Oh, I like.
Jeez.
Terryann, I think Debbie Miller has a question, or she has her
Yeah.
hand.
You have your hand up, Debbie. Was there a question, or are you just playing with the emoticons and like how that looks?
I thought you would just want to be top of the screen.
Is this new with one of the new things with updates, or is this the one that we had used years
Yeah.
ago?
Yes, that one when we first started several years ago, and I gave you the key to get into the account. Yes,
Right.
it's that process.
Oh, okay, great.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Little.
Yeah, Terryann, I'm in this Wormly thing. And it
Yes.
says sign up or in / and it's got sign up with Google or sign up with Microsoft. And I push Google and it's not going nowhere, just in nothing.
It should be
Nothing's
asking for the, and by doing that, it would be basically going to your Google email account.
Well, it's not going nowhere, hon.
That's interesting.
No, I'm pushing that button and it's just nobody's home.
Do you have a Google sign in? Do you use Google sign
I
in?
use Google, yes.
Well, that's interesting.
I know, so I don't know. Then it says sign up with Microsoft, the next one, or it says want to continue with your original or sign in up in with SSO, whatever that is. I don't know.
That is interesting. Yeah, when you clicked on that sign in with Google, it should have picked up your.
Well, you
your
would think
Google
so.
login.
That's what I thought. And I thought, well, this is good. But nobody's home.
Nobody's home. I
Nobody's
tell you
home.
what, afterward, we can share screen and take a look at that. Oh, speaking of share screen, did you know that, for example, let's say Sandy's working with somebody in their book and
Uh-oh.
they bring it up on their screen.
Oh, dear.
They can give her rights, give her the ability to work on her computer and to work what's on the screen. Also, another though, at any moment, it can be taken away. So I tell people whenever I do that for them, if I'm working on their computer and I say, okay, let me go see, let me, instead of me saying, go to the left, click on that. No, not that. Click that right there. No, not that one. So instead of going through all of that, they give me permission to take control of theirs. But I also tell them as soon as I take that, now, if you look at the top, you'll see there's a button there. You can take back control anytime. So whether it's me or anybody else you let do this, if you think they're going in the wrong direction, you take that control immediately. This is your computer.
Mm.
That has been a big help when family and friends call and say, my computer's not working, please fix it. I can update their QuickBooks. I can do their update other softwares, and I don't have to go to their house.
Especially if it's in Australia.
Especially if it's in Australia.
Yeah.
Carolyn, you had a question?
Yes, did any of y'all use the whiteboard? And how are you using?
Yeah, I don't know how to use
it.
that at all. I haven't a clue.
Yeah, it's very handy. Have you used the Terryann?
We did use it in one conference. It got really handy. We were asking people, there's a picture up there asking people to circle where they were on this graph. And wherever they circled, their name was appearing so she could tell who was doing what and where they were at. I've
Yeah.
not played with it a lot myself, but I have been involved in its usage. I think it's really neat.
We got meeting bombed once, and I presume it was kids. It was last summer, and they just started drawing things on the.
It works out easily if you do text box, and then no matter how awful your cursive or printing is, it'll text box for you, so you can basically type in it, and that whatever you're speaking, it'll say that for you. And it's I think it's handy. Plus, then whoever you're training can screenshot it, so then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I think Zoom has come up with such cool things. Terryann, think back to 3 years ago before we.
Yes.
And Zoom has come up with so many things to keep people engaged.
So many things. And I know there's more that I haven't even touched on yet. I went through several of their apps and, I don't like this. I don't like this. These two that I showed you are my all-time favorites right now. They've got so much added. I don't even know all the stuff they have on there now.
And this is all Zoom Enterprise, right? Where the Mac Daddy, all of the bells and whistles.
Yes. Well, no, I don't think it's enterprise version that I have. I've just got the cheap $15 a month.
That's what I've got, Terry. And well, it's gone up to 17 something for me, but yeah, that's what I have. I had it before I even started Happy Neighborhood Project. I got it because I needed it. So
The Happy Neighborhood Project, that is a good deal. The Zoom deals.
Yes, it is. Sure.
Yeah, I've had it since 2017, I think, 16, 17. So
yeah.
It was just a plain get in, have your meetings, get out. But boy, the things they've got on there now, I haven't even found them all yet.
It used to be, so-and-so wants you to go to a Zoom meeting. Nope.
What's
And now it's
that?
like,
Don't care.
we're going to meet in person now. Nope. Shoes are required.
But I do want to do a quick plug away from Zoom. I did put in the links, the interview that I did with Michelle. Watch it. She told some really neat stories in there. And I would love to get back to doing my tea time with Terryann interviews. And if anybody wants to, drop me a line. Let's do it. Let's talk.
I think each and every one of you got something really great to offer. And
I think
as
so.
I said, tea time
It's a
with
good
Terryann
excuse
is
to
one of
talk,
my
right?
favorite things that I've done in a long time. Another one was Kathy Chat. But
Yeah.
Kathy and all of you should listen in because I did mention you, Kathy, in our interview because I can't
You
help
did.
it, because you taught me so much and we talked
Yeah,
for a
thank you.
second about you and it was great. It's all kudos and talked about the coffee club and we talked about a story about 2020 and my third weekend. And so I'll let you guys just listen to the call You want to know more about what I was talking about?
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you, Terryann.
Thanks for letting me do this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great information. Thank you.
Does anybody else have questions for Terryann? Anything?
You've given me a reason to update my computer now. Because the app's saying, just update, and you're on, like, just update. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll look into that.
Misty, are you cold?
Yeah, it's
She
cold
looks like
here.
she's freezing.
Yeah, it's nearly 6 o'clock in the morning. So as the sun starts to come up, it's going to drop a few more degrees. So
You're in fall now, right?
Yeah.
no, winter,
Winter.
Winter.
Okay.
Oh,
hard winter. So it's two degrees. I'll tell you what that is. Your time, yours. Looking at 36, I'll end up with a top of 76. Like I'm still going to end up at 76 by lunchtime. It just starts really low. So it's it's cold. So to take the doggies for a run, I've got to wear two pairs of pajama pants and
Aw.
2 jumpers.
Oh.
and a scarf.
I think you need a head wrap and some gloves.
Yep, got those. Yep, got those. And then I put the heater on, knock the chill off the air, and by 8 o'clock, I've got to open up the entire house, 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's only 6 here. So in 2 hours' time, it'll be warm enough to go, oh, let's open up and let the air come through. Once the chill's off, it starts to heat up. But yeah, it starts very cold. It's a bit surprising because Queensland isn't cold. It's so they say, but it is first thing in the morning.
I think that's perspective.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that most Queenslanders, they don't get up at this time of day anyway. Like they stay in bed a bit later. And yeah, I don't.
yeah, so
get
they
up
don't
early.
even know, huh? They're asleep.
No, they wouldn't have a clue.
Especially on
I
Saturday.
just want to know how you can look that good and that energized and have that smile at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, so what you do is you set multiple alarms an hour beforehand, and if you're going to press snooze, well, you still need a good 30 minutes beforehand, right? And then you put lip gloss on. You put lip gloss on, you're going to look amazing anyway. And then you see yourself and you think, God, I look pretty good actually. And as a result, it just all goes from there.
Oh, this is not-
I need more than lip gloss, dear. Gotta get my eyebrows on too.
I have an apology for all of you. I'm so sorry for being
What?
the result of Alison Canup not being out at Coffee Club for months and months.
What?
Apparently, it's because I
Oh,
told
yeah,
her how
I
to
seen
do
that.
it. How to
Kudos
talk
to you,
about what
Misty.
she did, and she becomes so busy. She's now trying to work out her life schedule around her tutoring schedule.
Yeah, she's so busy. She's like starting to freak out. Is she going to make it to everything? Because she's got too busy.
I think she's
seen that
starting to think, shit,
compliment.
how do I find other tutors to take over some of this? Because I can't do anything in life now.
We need
So
to
I'm
have a-
sorry about that.
No,
She can't
don't be
unhear what I taught her.
sorry.
It's done now.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to make an appointment with her because I miss her. Yeah, she's
now-
so busy. She's not even on our calls in the mornings anymore. It's just like, oh my goodness. It's okay. I filled that time.
You have to book in for a tutoring session with her. I mean, it's the only way you're getting in
Yeah,
now.
I know, right? I have to pay to see her. All right.
Are y'all going to any other networking things outside of? There's one that I kind of like, but it's early for some of y'all, especially the West Coasters. It's because it's 8 a.m. Eastern, but it's more
8
faith-based.
a.m. Eastern. That's 5 in the morning for me. Forget it.
No, thank you.
I see 7 here. I'd be okay with that. Actually.
Pass.
Yeah,
Is it?
El
and it's-
Paso, El
Yeah, El
Paso.
Paso.
that's how they name in
Okay,
that
so
town.
I'm in.
So the,
From.
it's a nice way to start the week, though. It's people that want a Christ-centered business life.
So Carolyn, you mentioned that in Brainy Brunch this week, and you said it was in your for my card. I couldn't find it in there.
Maybe I didn't put that one on there. I'll update it.
Okay.
And also, I'll just put it in the chat for you right now.
Yeah, please do, because I would like to know. I mean, I'm up that early. So
Yeah, it's
maybe
just lovely.
7 here. That's not so bad.
No, I'm glad you mentioned it again because I completely spaced it off.
So it helps me keep my head right. All right, I'm just gonna copy it straight from here. It's not anything.
Okay.
That's what's on my calendar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, and Brady Brunch is nice too. I like that David
David's fun.
gives it its all. I made a calendar with clickable links on it. So when I'm talking to people, I was like, you want to network with me? Here's where I'll be. Most of the days of the week where I'll doing, and then Sunday just says fun day on it. Shockingly. It's not true though. It's not true to say there's no networking happening, because most Sundays I'm on the beach with my friends and somebody's saying something and I'm like, oh, I know someone. Let me send you their information.
Right, right. Yeah, because we're always networking, even when we're not
Yes.
networking. I know. I network at church. I mean, I don't mean to, but it ends up happening, you know?
Well, and that is a whole nother network. Your church
Right.
community, your volunteer community, your kids' ball teams, whatever. Just
Baseball games I go to all these kids things. Yeah. So,
there's
yeah.
somebody in the bleachers.
Yeah.
Griping about something, and you know
Yeah.
someone fix their gripe.
Gosh, I wish I knew somebody that did this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do too. Hi, how are you?
It's funny you said and there's the swim club here, and they buy their banners from us. And my husband said, these banners all come with a For My card. So that the price was a little bit different, but now all of these businesses have their QR code, their For My card QR code on all of the
That is
banners that are all around the pool. So, they can actually, instead of just like, I should call a lawyer and get my will changed or something, or I should my kids need a new dentist, and all these different things that are these people that are advertising. And that's typically what they are. They're typically those white collar services.
Sorry, ladies, I have to leave. I have a 1 o'clock appointment, so I've got to get ready for that. And that's
Enjoy
only
it.
5 minutes away. So take care, everybody.
Bye, Pat.
And that was great. And there, Terryann.
Pat, update your Zoom app. I just tried something and before to work, I have to update it. I wonder if your Zoom app needs to be updated before that will work. Try
It
that.
might be on, who knows?
And then go in and then see if it will load for you.
Okay, thanks a million. That was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joy. And somebody recommended a book to me last week, and it's not very big, and I really enjoyed it. It's called Smart Cut
Uh-huh.
Smart Cuts.
versus Smart Cuts. So, and that's kind of what we're doing, right? That's what networking is. It's
Yeah.
where you connect with good people, and then you move to different. You don't have to. It's not always about, well, got to go to college, get your degree, work hard, then you'll be fine. It's not necessarily all that.
Right.
It's sometimes it's who you know, but we tuck the kids in at night, say the prayers, and we're like, and God bless all the smart people. Thank you, God, for the smart people.
That is true. That is very true. Well, Terryann, do you have any last words today you want to share with us? I mean, we love having you, and this was such an amazing time. I appreciate it.
2 things. First of all, go check and see if your Zoom app is updated. Maybe you need to do a few updates. And then remember, everything starts with your mindset. So change your perspective. Notice, go explore new possibilities, seek out new pathways, and then proceed in truth on those.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody have any last comments or want to, talk to Terryann about what you learned today or anything?
Oh, I've
Everybody
learned
have a
heaps
good
of great stuff.
weekend.
Be sure and join Carolyn tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Central Time.
Central.
What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yay,
That's
the
right.
week's almost over.
weekend networking. This is
Every day,
lunch.
it's a big long weekend every week. Who knows what day is
Mhm.
different. My favorite thing from Downton Abbey was when Lady Grantham's mom and brother came. They're the Americans that showed up, and her brother was played by Paul Giamatti, and he said something about the weekend, and Maggie Smith is like, "What is a weekend?"
She is so good.
Yeah,
She's so
that's
good at that role.
We have to be that wealthy that we're like, "What is a weekend?" Weekend schmeekend. It's all fun.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michelle. I love this. Thank you, Terryann.
Thank you, Michelle. Go check out Michelle's interview.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you,
Bye,
Terry, so
everybody.
much.
Take care.
See you guys soon.
Bye.
See you in 2
Tomorrow.
weeks.
Bye.
Maybe.
See you.
Bye.